Hi everybody, welcome back to Sew Like Dotty. This is Friday Sews and this is our little end of the week catch up with what I've been doing, what I've been sewing, what I've been making. There's a little restyle going on here. I'm going to tell you more about that on Sunday's vlog, so make sure you come back for that on Sunday morning. I've been playing around with a few things, so much so that I've actually put my back out. So yeah, but never mind. It all, I think, is where I want it to be. But yeah, come back on Sunday and I will tell you a lot more. So if you're new to my channel, I'm Alison, and this is kind of Friday Sews is my makes. I might have an unboxing / unbagging to share with you. And I've only made one garment this week and I'm cool with that because, as I said at the beginning of the year, this isn't about me just producing loads and loads and loads of stuff. I'm quite happy to come on a Friday and say, do you know what? It's been a bit of a hell of a week and I've got half a thing made. We drove back from Northampton last Friday and something happened with Carl's mum on the way back. So it was like the longest journey of our lives, really. And when we got back, we had to get the emergency services. So we had to get the police to force entry. Then we had so at one point there was 2 policemen and 3 paramedics in our house. Anyway, I'm delighted to say, I'm recording this on Wednesday. She is coming home from hospital. We're about to go for her, but it's been a bit of a week, as you can imagine. So sewing's been not on the forefront of my mind at all. However, one of the things I got planned for this month was the True Bias Mave skirt. So it's an old pattern. It's been around for a while. I'm probably one of the last people on it. So this is the Mave skirt. So my plan was to make a 3-tiered skirt, and I did look at it well before Christmas and did my measurements and cut it out. So I cut out all of the 3 pieces. I have no intention of putting a drawstring in, but the 3. However, when I cut this top one out and I held it up against myself, I thought, post-Christmas, I don't think that's going to fit. And obviously this is a gathered skirt, so it's not like a tight fit. So I looked at the rest of the panels and I sort of worked my way up. I had plenty of fabric, so that wasn't an issue. This was the fabric, so I'll talk you through it a bit more in a second. And so I knew bottom tier I was okay. Middle tier, what I did was I just on the fold, when I cut that out, added about that much onto the fold just to give me a bit more. I'd kind of gauged it. I thought, I think that's what I need to add onto this piece. And then when I cut the bottom out, you cut 2 pieces on the fold of the fabric. There was about that much left, so I just cut it onto that. It's gathered, so you can play with it anyway. Next Sunday, what will that be, about the 26th? That's when I'm aiming to get my gathering on the Overlocker vlog out, as long as things go straight forward in our lives and I get the time to record it. So keep a watch out for that coming out. So it ended up being a bit strange because my friend Vicky had made this, the fibro sewist, and she's petite in height compared to me. I'm 5, I was 5'6.5", but I think I'm 5'6" now. So I'm reasonably tall-ish. Anyway, I cut the 2nd and the 3rd layer out and I did all of this gathering and all of this gathering and I joined them together and I thought, that looks quite long. Held it up against me and I thought, I don't need this piece here. I mean, I did actually look at the finished garment length and compared it to the bottom of dresses that I've got, which don't always finish on my waist. They might be a bit higher, and I thought, finished garment length, I think it's going to be okay. I quite like a maxi, but I swear, honestly, I think it's made for giraffes. It would have been so big. So basically, I abandoned this tier altogether and I recut the waistband because it wasn't long enough. And joined it on to here. So basically I just measured this and joined it on, and then once I put the waistband on, I literally just came down this whole seam here and joined it all together. So I'll go more through the gathering on that gathering vlog that I'm gonna do, but it was an easy sew, to be fair, and it was perfect for this week. I just top stitched the elastic here in place on my cover stitch machine. Well, actually, that's a slight fib. You'll see what machine I did it on in a second. So actually, what I think we'll do is we'll come back to the skirt shortly and because I've got some finished pictures and things like that to show you. I'll drop this unbagging in, it's about 5 minutes, and then we'll come back to the skirt. So I'm really lucky to have been gifted on loan this bag and the machine inside. It's the Baby Lock travel bag. It's got 4 pockets in the top there. On the outside, there's a big pocket on the front for your manual, and on both ends, the pockets that are suitable for press a foot, and then more pockets in the lid. And then inside, I've been really, really super lucky to have been gifted the Baby Lock Gloria on loan for a couple of months to play with. And I'm going to talk you through that in a bit more detail now. So this is a combination overlock machine and cover stitch machine, and it also does some additional features that the separate machines can't do. So over time I'll be talking to you about those. So it's pretty standard if you're used to setting up an overlocker or a cover stitch machine, but of course you've got all threading in the loopers, and this machine, just like the Acclaim, if you're used to overlocking, does have the air threading for the needle feature as well. So I've basically got this on loan for a couple of months. I'm so excited, and I've actually put the hard case on my sewing machine, and I've set myself a challenge. Baby Lock haven't set me this. I've just set myself a challenge to sew as much as I can using this machine and trying not to touch my sewing machine. Now obviously I can't do buttonholes on this machine, but I can insert zips, not invisible zips but regular zips, but I don't tend to use a lot of invisible zips. So just as normal, you would pull the thread tree right up. You've got, it's all listed between overlocker loopers, overlocker needles, and then you've got your chain looper for cover stitch, and then you've got needles 1, 2 or 3 for cover stitch. If you're not used to cover stitch, don't worry, I will be chatting through that. At the moment the needles are in the cover stitch position, but I will be changing them over to overlock for the project that I've got planned. One of the unique features to this machine, and also the new Primo machine, which is the new top stitch cover stitch machine, is a speed adjuster. So I'm really looking forward to playing with that. It does have automatic tension, and one of the exciting things to share is that normally you would bring the threads through here for your chain stitch. You've got 1, 2 or 3, so you can use 1 for a single chain, or 2 for 2 lines of thread, or 3 for 3 threads. But you can actually, we've just found this out, bring them through your needle tension discs here, and that would give you that automatic tension there as well. So when you change from overlocking on this machine to cover stitch, there are a few adjustments, which I will show you at another time. And you do swap tables. So this is the cover stitch table that's in place right now. These holes are for the attachments, and I would swap it to the overlocker table. So when I had my ovation, I did that. But since then, there is a new combination table that you can get, which means that you don't have to take this bit out. So what I mean by that is this opens for your threading, this opens, and this unclips. So this is for overlocking, then you clip in this is for cover stitch, then you clip in the overlocking one. But the threading, if you're used to air threading, is exactly the same. So I did tease when I shared this picture on social media last week what's in the bag, and now you know what's in the bag. I'm really excited to play with it. So I hope that you enjoyed looking at the unbagging. First of all, the bag, and then the machine. So obviously I made this skirt entirely on that machine. I mean, I set myself that challenge of not using my sewing machine, but really all the machines should work very harmoniously and be friends together. So, you know, that is the beauty of all of the machines. So I'm going to do as much as I can on there, because you guys know that I absolutely love overlocking. I would overlock any day of the week. It's like therapy. I love it. And I love cover stitch because I've got the Euphoria, so I've been using that a lot anyway. So I've been doing things like when you top stitch the elastic through here, I've been doing that on a single needle, a chain stitch on my cover stitch machine for quite a while. So, you know, when you just pull it through on a sewing machine, I do that on the cover stitch anyway. I think people think cover stitch is just for jersey fabric, stretch fabrics. It's not. And obviously I did the gathering, so it came together in no time at all. And I really would like to make some more. So I'll drop a picture in of me wearing it with this. This is a Helen's Closet Jackson. This fabric's from Rainbow Fabrics. It's their sweatshirt fabric, but it's not thick sweatshirt, and the cuff was from there as well. So this is a Lady McElroy fabric, which is still available. I'll put a link in, but I actually got it from Boys stores, which don't sell online. So I got it for, I think, £9 a metre instead of about £16. So this is the first tier, and then you've got the gathered in and the second tier. The only thing I think I would say is because it's such a busy fabric and big print, you kind of can't really see that it's got different tiers. So I think on a more subtle print, you would get that detail a little bit more. I'm okay with that. So I'm really happy with the length. I think I'd probably happily stick to 2 layers. I think I'd probably just extend both layers a little bit more, probably just a centimetre or so, and it would be perfect, like maxi length for me. I did just do a rolled hem on the overlocker. Let me just show you that there. So I used some lilac aerolock thread that I already had on, and I love a rolled hem anyway, so I was really pleased with that. It blends in just nicely. Everybody hems and works in their own different way, don't they? So it's a make that I'm definitely going to do again. I think I cut this in the 18. I think the pattern that I got was not to 18, but basically it ended up, the first piece when you cut it out is cut on the fold straight here and shaped in at the waist, but obviously that bit went for me. So basically it's 2 rectangles. So I'll talk more about kind of how you would work out the ratio in my gathering vlog when I get to that. So I'm very happy with it. I'll drop some pictures in. If you've made it, let me know your thoughts. Let me know how in the chat how you did the adjustments and things for yourself, how you got it to fit, or which different versions you've done. You can do it in just 1 panel. Nice for a beach pull on that, I think. You can do it in different tiers. So a very simple pattern to do. And I'm not a big skirt fan, but I've really enjoyed wearing it with my sweatshirt today. I'm dressed for Sew Virtual today. We have just had our first Sew Virtual morning session. Absolutely loved it. I've learnt loads, picked up ideas. I've not ordered anything though, so it doesn't cost me anything, because you know what it's like. You go on a Sew and Social and you kind of think, well, I like that fabric, I like that pattern. Have picked up some ideas. We've been talking all sorts. I've pattern blocks. I'm really interested in learning more about that. I loved seeing what everybody was making and what they had planned. It was just lovely sharing. Great, love it. Looking forward to tonight. And even when our internet went off in the middle of it, Carl was on tech support downstairs working from home, going, when I got back in, the guys were just chatting and it was just great. It was not for very long, but you know where you're like, oh, what's happening? So if you want to join Sew Virtual, all of the details are in the description box. It's like going for a coffee with your sewing mates, but you don't even have to leave the house. It's great. So yeah, that's been my week. It's been quite a week, I've got to say. Yeah, but happy days. Everyone's all right. That's all that counts in life, really, isn't it? So I hope you've had a lovely week of sewing. I hope you've enjoyed some lovely makes. As always, chat to me in the comments, because I love to chat with you guys. I love to find out what you're up to, what you're doing, and come back on Sunday, because what this is all about, and other room changes which resulted in me putting my back out, and I'll explain it all to you then, because I'm going to, fingers crossed that nothing happens and stops me, but my plan is on Sunday to share a secret life of a sewing vlogger video with you. So yeah, come back and find out what that's all about then. Okay, bye for now.